Ruth Becker was born in 1899 to an American missionary and his wife in India. She was the oldest of 3 children. It wasn't until her youngest brother Richard got sick in 1912 that Ruth's mother decided to take her children back to America. At age 12, Ruth joined her mother and siblings as they boarded the infamous Titanic. The great ship was as wide as a football field and as long as 3. It was the same height as a 17-story building, made to be unsinkable. It was smooth sailing for nearly 4 days. But on April 14th at 11:40 p.m., Titanic hit an iceberg that badly damaged the boat on the right side. Ruth said that she recalled being woken up by some commotion in the hallway that night, but her mother was assured that the issue would be fixed. It didn't take long for Nellie Becker to figure out the damage was not fixable. Everyone aboard Titanic was in trouble. In their pajamas, Ruth and her family made their way to the boat's deck. But it was close to 30 degrees outside, so Nellie Becker sent her daughter back to the cabin to retrieve some blankets as they waited in line to get on a lifeboat. Ruth managed to make it back through the havoc just in time to see her brother and sister boarding lifeboat number 11. Ruth said she remembered hearing her mother plead with the steward to let her on to be with her kids. After being permitted aboard, Nellie Becker shrieked when she realized Ruth was not on the lifeboat. 12-year-old Ruth was now on the sinking Titanic, alone. Luckily for Ruth, women and children were offered lifeboat spots before everyone else, so Ruth was able to easily find another spot on lifeboat number 13. Ruth watched as one by one all the lifeboats were lowered, some not even full to capacity. When all the lifeboats were gone, she heard the people stuck aboard Titanic yelling for help. Some jumped into the icy waters to their deaths right before Ruth's eyes. As the ship filled with water, its angle began to rapidly increase. Eventually, the stern was high in the air, throwing even more of Titanic's passengers into the sea. At 12:20 a.m., less than 3 hours after first hitting the iceberg, the Titanic was completely underwater. Those who were not fortunate enough to be on a lifeboat died no more than minutes after touching the 28-degree ocean. Ruth Becker lived to be one of the oldest survivors of the Titanic disaster. But did she ever see her mother and siblings again? How did she and everyone else manage to get off those lifeboats? To find out, you'll have to read Escaping Titanic, A Young Girl's True Story of Survival by Mary Beth Lorbecki, illustrated by Corey Heinzen.